Gold Coast 600 race where Performax were involved with the drivers' lunch down there, and they had a fantastic display of cars down there and the trucks. And one thing that really stood out was the Camaro, and sort of beautiful orange one sitting there. And, had a good look over it, and I think I spent more time looking at the car and going over that than I did talking about the race. The first time I saw it, I thought, "Yep, that's me." And had a bit of a chat with a couple of the guys down there, and Kevin in particular, Performax, and got talking about it, and had a good look around. But you know, the thing about it is, I'm a very fussy person with anything that I own. And, had a good look around at everything, and deciding that I do want a bit of a weekender or a toy. My trouble is I'm away so much from home and always on the road that you know, when I very rarely have a weekend free, and when I do, I like to obviously do something and get out, and something that's a bit more remote from just motorsport. And I thought this would be the ideal to actually own an American muscle car, and something that's going to put a smile on my face, and this certainly has. So yeah, but it's great. But look, I mean, the biggest thing about it is, you know, a few people ask me, "Well, why did you go for the Camaro?" And I think there was an influence there between GMH in Australia having a lot to do with the development of the car. And I actually saw a few of the test cars kicking around down at GMH down in Melbourne. So this nice link between Australia and the US. You've got two countries there that are big V8 people. You know, they love their V8s, love muscle cars, and that's what I like as well. So it was sort of a logical choice. It was, you know, I think some people expect you to own a Ferrari or a Porsche or something like that, but to be quite honest, I've always been a bit hardcore, and I think European cars are nice and you can understand the engineering in them, but I don't know, I reckon they're all a bit fluffy. For me, a car like this is a proper car. You know, it's raw, it's a driver's car, and it just gives you a lot of satisfaction when you're driving the car as well. But probably one of the biggest things, and one of the things that's put me off of actually buying a car from the States before, is the conversion side of it. It's because I've seen a lot of cars over the years that have been converted from left to right hand drive, and I tell you what, it's been a bit scary. I've opened the doors and there's gaps in the dashes, and just some of the mechanical aspects of it were pretty average, and that's probably what's put me off. And when I saw the team at Performax and saw the quality of workmanship and the guys in the factory, how skilled they are in the manufacturing all the parts that you need for the conversion of the car, there was just, without question, I was completely satisfied that the conversion was going to be as good, and in my opinion, I think it's actually better than what's come off the production line. It's a huge job, a lot more than what I thought. Very nice though. I reckon they've even solved a few of the problems and fitment problems that they've had from the factory. So you drive the car and it's perfect. Like you go over a bump, it's tight, nothing rattles, there's no squeaks. It feels good on the road, it feels tight. The steering feels a beautiful feedback through the wheel. The fitment of the dash is unbelievable. I can't get over how good everything is in the car. There's no gaps, everything's absolutely where it's supposed to be. So, you know, it's a big achievement, and when now I've seen behind the scenes what actually goes into building the car and the extents that they go to make sure everything's perfect as well. I mean, they're using technology in the factory that we use on our race cars, exactly the same machinery, so they're onto it, they know what they're doing, and there's no shortcuts taken. So, like I said, I'm totally reassured that the conversion problem was a non-issue, that I know this car's safe, it'll drive good, and more importantly, it's going to last. You know, in the next 4, 5, 6 years, it'll drive like it is now when it does back then. So I mean, I'm absolutely wrapped, and I definitely know that especially after taking delivery of the car, but I've definitely made the right decision, and I can't wait to do plenty of miles and driving around and making many of the other drivers a bit envious. So especially when I roll up to the track in this beauty.
How's it drive?
It's actually good. It's really good. Jeez, it's tight. Like, it's just steering's so light as well. It's actually, to be honest, the feel of the steering is actually better than the Commodore. So, and the Commodore's good too. So, I mean, that's not a bad effort. The good thing about it is, you know, a lot of people drive the cars and they drive it on a smooth road and everything feels nice on a smooth road. But we're on a fairly bumpy section of road here. It's got a few vibrations, little undulations in the road, and that normally brings out all the squeaks and rattles, even in a new car. But we're going along the road here, hit a few bumps, a few potholes here. Perfect. Well, there's not a squeak, not a rattle. Like I said, I've been in plenty of new cars, brand new Australian-built cars that have got more noises than what this has. This is absolutely perfect. So look at that, we've just gone over a decent sized bump. Not a thing. Like, it's an absolute credit to the guys that have put the work into this car. It's just perfect.
Tell us about your fully sick, pimped Camaro. I saw some notes about this the other day.
Light blue FJ Cruiser. He's driving around on an FJ Cruiser at the moment.
Stop it.
What are you doing?
Tell me all about your wheels. Tell me about your wheels.
Performax International are the group up in Queensland that supplied me with the car, and they do the conversions from left-hand drive to right-hand drive. So I got it off them, and I can tell you they do an awesome job, and it's pretty cool to drive around in it around the streets in Melbourne. I want to tint the window because you can't get away with picking your nose or anything.
Neil does that too. He wants to tint the window. He's got a career doing it.
You know, everyone's watching you, so it's pretty cool.
Hi, this is Lee Holdsworth from Gary Rogers Motorsport V8 Supercar team. On the track, I drive a Holden Commodore, so it's naturally expected that I drive a GM product on the road. I was lucky enough to test drive the world's first right-hand drive Camaro at Lakeside in Queensland earlier this year, and I knew straight away that I had to get my hands on one. Performax International has done a brilliant job re-engineering it to right-hand drive. I gotta tell you, I'm absolutely stoked with the Camaro. It's not only one of the best sports cars GM has ever made, but also has a pretty close design link to the Commodore. Now that's a sweet car. It's an absolute eye-catcher on the road and a massive spectacle at the racetrack.
Just I've been in some converted cars before.
Yeah.
It's been horrendous. Feels like the dash is going to fall out.
That's what KB said when he drove it, you know, when they launched it, he came up and drove it.
Jeez, it's tight. It's really tight. No, I'm wrapped. Absolutely wrapped. Too good.
Enjoy that. Toy.